The Knicks defense looks significantly different, and I'm going to break down why. It's mainly due to two reasons. First being scheme, and second being defensive chemistry. So let's start with the scheme. The scheme change has been Mikhail is no longer our primary point of attack defender, it's now OG. And then we're also trapping off the screen. Now everyone on the back line rotates to help, and then Mikhail's better able to utilize his strength, which is his length, to contest shots as an off-ball defender. Here you're going to see them run an action for Booker again. There's going to be a blind pig action. But Cat's already in help because he was planning on trapping, right? So it's just good containment of Booker here. You're going to see the same thing again. And another benefit of OG as a primary point of attack is he's stronger and able to blow up the screen a little bit more effectively. And look how much ground Mikhail covered there. So both of them are just more in a natural position. We don't run the trap on everyone though. So against Tyus, we're still in drop. And then there's just an easy layup, something we have to shore up. But it'll be interesting to see what we do against teams with two strong creators, like the Celtics or the Mavs. But at least for now, the trap looked pretty effective against Booker. I know he scored a lot, but it never really seemed like he was comfortable or in his element. He got doubled a lot. He had to give the ball up a lot. So generally, it looks a lot better than what our defense used to look like. The next thing I'm going to show is some of our rotations on the back line. Everything looks clean. So watch this trap. Campaign here is going to tag Nurkic correctly, and then he's going to wait for Sims to come back before closing out aggressively. So he's going to wait for Sims and then runs out to O'Neal, right? And then everything's just in motion and correct in the right place. Look at us in a previous game, right? OG's kind of just in no man's land. And this is just stuff that gets better as the season progresses, as this team has more time to gel. Like defensive chemistry does matter, right? And here's another example. There's just going to be an X out. And what that means is campaign is going to run to Dunn, and then Hart's not going to waste any energy and run straight out to Allen. So this is the X out, right? So good contest. Mikhail stunts really well. Aggressive closeout and just stays in front of Booker. Like that's a tough layup, but that's good rotation. That's good defense. You're going to see it one more time here. The X out defensive scheme. They're going to go to Tyus here. So then Hart just X's out to Allen. Everything looks clean, right? It looks a lot crisper. Everyone knows where to be, and there's better communication. Also, good active hands by Cat, which was another criticism when he was a drop defender, is his hands are always down. Now it looks a lot better. So here's early on in the season. There should be an X out where McBride takes Turner, and then Cat goes out. But instead, there's just going to be a stunt by McBride, which leaves a wide open Miles Turner. And that happened twice in that same game, like back to back. Same thing here. So here's a screen, and then no one X's out. No one covers the right person. So it's just an open look. But now our communication looks cleaner. Our rotations look cleaner. Everyone's where they're supposed to be. And then the secondary help is also where they're supposed to be. So watch Cat. Mikhail wastes no energy, just goes out to Allen. And then again, uses his length to just contest. So it's just really good rotations all around. So next thing I want to talk about is just guard screens. So here you're going to see Josh Hart get pulled into play, and they're just going to trap. Right? And then this is Mikhail again being in the passing lane using his length. So our scheme is going to be dependent on the offensive player. When it's Booker, we're going to trap. And this allows us to protect Brunson as well, right? It's not just Cat. So here's a trap, good stunt by Brunson, and then good recovery. And everything looks really natural. So the communication has gotten a lot better. We know what we want to do with our guard switches or guard traps. Here, when it's ties, we're just going to switch. This is going to be across the double screen, so good to see. Good communication. And then you're going to see it one more time with Campaign and Josh Hart. Just another switch. And it just flows naturally. But that hasn't always been the case. Like early on in the season, we got confused a solid amount on these switches. So I'm going to show some example from the Celtics game. Here, I want you to pay attention to the bottom of your screen. It's going to just be Drew Holiday setting an off-ball screen for Sam Hauser. And then when Holiday goes to set the screen, McBride and Campaign get really turned around. They just don't know what they're supposed to be doing. And then Holiday just gets a wide open layup. Or he would have, but they give it to Sam Hauser. But it's just miscommunication on these guard switches. Same thing you're going to see here. They're going to pull Brunson into the action. And it's just going to lead to a wide open Tatum 3. But these things have just been cleaned up as the season progresses, which makes sense. Like that's how defensive chemistry builds. You have to play together. You have to be coached together. You have to understand what your assignments are. Look at this play. Everyone's rotation is so on point. Here's a trap. Then quick rotate back. they're going to create another advantage, and Cat's going to step up. Brunson rotates, and then Cat contests on this Royce O'Neal 3. Right? So everyone knows what they're supposed to do when they're put into rotation. Here you're going to see we're just completely lost, right? You can see OG pointing, like, whose man is that? And then we just don't know where we're supposed to be. Again, these mistakes are happening less and less as the season progresses, so I'm really excited and hopeful for what's to come. I'm also excited to get Precious and Mitch back, which should really shore up our backline. As always, if you enjoy the content, please don't forget to subscribe and like. It really helps me out. And I hope you guys enjoy the content. See ya.